Hello, everyone. KE7VLC, along with N1LQJ for the Mesa Amateur Radio Club. This is going to be just a debrief. It's not going to be too long. We want to just talk about the field day, what happened, see if there's, kind of go through a little bit of stuff. If you guys are on there on the chat, go right ahead and fill stuff in as you see fit. So what we're going to do is, field day was fun. I don't know about you, Vinny, but I had a lot of fun.
It was probably one of the more memorable ones I've had in the last 10 years. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of great. We had a lot of visitors, which was a kind of, I don't want to say a first for us, but it was somewhat of a first. And then we had Rick Parquette, W7, what was that, ARP from the ARRL. Arizona section chief came out, which was awesome. It was a great honor to have him out there to at least stop by and say hi, shake hands, meet him in
person.
Yeah, finally get to meet him. I mean, that was exciting, especially for how small of a club we are. I mean,
I thought it was an honor.
Yeah, I thought it was a big honor. So kudos to him. And
yeah, we ran the ARRL flag up as a courtesy flag just for his visit.
Just for his visit. I mean, we almost rolled out the red carpet. We didn't have any red carpet, and it would have gotten dirty, and we would have had to bring up a vacuum cleaner. But anyways, that was I thought it was fun. I thought it was enjoyable. Kind of wish we could have done a little bit more. Maybe more digital, more voices.
We tried satellite for the first time.
Yeah, we tried satellite for the first time.
Since we've been our own club, we haven't done satellite.
That's true.
We did satellite before we became our own club, but not after.
Yeah, true.
So satellite was like 9 years ago.
Yeah.
So we tried it on our own since becoming our own.
Yep.
I did 11 CW contacts by computer, but still we've never had CW contacts on field day before. So we had a lot of firsts.
Yeah.
A lot of good firsts.
A lot of great firsts. So what we'll do, I'm going to go right ahead and pull up our score sheet here. Transition over here. All right. We got quite a few. Here, let me hit the escape button. There we go. All right. We actually ended up total 202 total contacts. Some of them were duplicates.
Yeah, I think I had one.
There was one or two in there. No big deal. Duplicates happen, especially on field day. Especially on bands like 20 and 40, which are very, very popular. You end up running wall to wall with, stations out there just trying to get, make contacts and everything, and it just gets so daggone crowded.
But I'm like, that's 305 QSL points. Is that the most we've had?
No, because I can't remember. I'd have to go back through all the stuff, but 305 QSO points is actually not bad. Digital and phone were pretty much neck and neck.
Well, if you look at CW's in digital mode, it overtook phone.
True. We did pretty good. And I was looking at statistics for how many states we have left for our worked all states, and there ends up being just basically 5. However, 2 of those contacts, if we get confirmed on Logbook of the World, will be down to basically 3 states. That's like Delaware, I want to say Maine, and like North Dakota or something like that. I'd have to pull it back up. Could probably do that really quick.
Yeah, I think we got all. We don't have Maine yet.
Not confirmed.
Okay.
That's the key is confirmed. Well, I know
when we had the New England Cal, it was still a hard state to work. There's not a lot of people there.
Yeah, there's So let's see here. Let me see if we have the listing of. So we've got 44 confirmed QSLs on mixed worked all states, and means we need to have 6 more. Let me see if it'll.
And it doesn't matter what the mode is, right?
Yeah, it doesn't, because it's basically it's mixed. It's digital, phone, so on and so forth. Um, we're missing. I don't see Maine in here, and
Well, there's going to be 6 states, so.
yeah, and then so we got quite a few. You know, like I was telling Frank, I was like, probably what we need to do is find a weekend when they're doing like QSO parties. You know,
Well,
like the state QSO parties or
Yeah,
something like that.
I think in the spring,
Yeah,
New England has their QSO party. Might be a good time to pick up Maine.
pick up Maine, and
Yeah.
you know, so you know, then there's the 7 area QSO party. I think North Dakota is part of 7 land. Can't quite remember, but you know, we'll look it up and we'll see what we can do. You know, I mean, if we can find when they're doing their state QSO parties, that's going to be the best time to pick something up. So,
Yeah.
you know, I'm quite impressed. Oh, West Virginia was the other state. That's what it was. West Virginia. We're not, you know, another state with hardly any hams.
Well,
So-
a lot of CB.
yeah, CB doesn't count for this though.
I know, but there's a lot of radio out there. You just got to know where to look.
So, you know, that was something that I was looking at, trying to figure out whether or not we wanted to do. Talking with Frank, I think it's probably something that's feasible. You know, even if it's we go out to a park somewhere and string up an antenna just for the day and try to work as, you know, a couple contacts out of that state or something like that. Be nice. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm not gonna freak out about it too much yet. But overall, I thought it was a great time. Well, so leading up to the event, you know, I did a lot of the planning, a lot of the prep work, going out and trying to figure out exactly where we were going to go and stuff of that nature.
And it was like working in a minefield. You know, when things were going to close, move. I mean, it was.
Yeah, this year was really tough.
No, this year met the spirit of field day, operating under adverse conditions.
Very adverse conditions. Never knowing exactly where in the world you could actually go.
Or have to be evacuated at any moment.
Yeah, exactly. So I was quite happy with that. So what do you think went well with the planning?
Well, I think getting there early was the big factor.
Okay.
Because while we were up there, we were watching cars drive around frustration because they couldn't find. We even took campers in who couldn't find a site because we had extra room in our grounds.
Yep.
So that this family would not be locked in the car for the night trying to sleep.
Yep.
So, I mean, we had enough space so we could even be charitable and give some space to people in need.
Yeah.
But it was that was the best decision we made.
Oh yeah.
And kudos to Chad. I went up the next day, but he grabbed a spot that would fit everybody.
Yep.
And he made sure he got there.
Yeah, I have to in 7PHX. I have to definitely give him a shout out, and kudos to his wife for allowing him to do that too, because you know,
he was gone for over a week.
Yeah, he was gone for pretty much
a week. Yeah.
Pretty much a 5-day week, which is tough on a family, and tough for especially when you have a youngster at home. So I appreciate Chad and his wife Christine.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. And the club should be kind of happy that we had somebody who is willing to take time out of their own personal life to drive up there, and especially early, because he got up there on Tuesday. He got up there on Tuesday.
Yeah, I was there for 5, so he had to be there for 6 days.
Okay.
Yeah. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday night.
Yeah,
He
so
left
6
Sunday.
days. Yep.
Yeah.
So that was definitely a great asset, and especially for that type of an area where we weren't guaranteed to have a camping spot, that really helped. Otherwise, quite honestly, we probably would never have had that specific spot come like Thursday or Friday. So.
Yeah. And I think our guest campers, we learned a lot from them about the area we were in.
Oh yeah,
and that was very helpful.
That was helpful
because now we know we can't rely on that spot next year because there's going to be timbering there, and it just. I want to give a shout out to the camping club that was giving us so much valuable information.
Oh yeah,
about where to go. And next year, because they showed us how to tell what area is going to be closed. It was a wealth of information for us.
Exactly. And then, so what could we have done better?
Well, I left a bag of trash, and then I realized that the night I got home and came back the next morning.
Well, this is leading up to the event, so
oh,
that's
okay.
not after the event. This is leading up to the event.
True.
What could we have done better? Quite honestly, I think that's a tough question. Leading up to the event, what could we have done better? I drew that map up, and yeah, I know a lot of people were kind of confused about it because there were so many different spots, but we were relying. I knew that that getting up there in a non-designated space is going to be difficult, so I put out. It's like going fishing. You don't just put out one little hook. You put out multiple different hooks, trying to hope to, find a good spot to fish.
I think a prerequisite though for next year.
Okay.
When you go pick the sites.
Okay.
Is you bring your cellular tower, and you confirm that site has cell service before we put it on the map.
Okay. Okay.
And it has a robust connection.
Very, very good info. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, because
maybe not if you have a bunch of sites near each other, but the general area you want to make sure you have service.
Okay. All right. So the morning of the event, because obviously the event didn't start until Saturday. We were out there, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
And you got to set up Friday, so it gives you about a day to set up.
Yeah. Technically we got started getting set up a little bit on the early side, but I don't think it was. I think we kind of stuck to what we were trying to do. We also did parks on the air too, which helped us test our gear, make sure that the antennas were up.
I really enjoyed mixing the two, but at the same time, it does burn you out a little faster.
Yeah, it does burn you out a little bit faster. I liked doing the parks on the air. I just kind of wish. I kind of wish Chad and Frank had jumped on there too and did a little bit, but they were doing other things.
Well, Chad was too busy working England on his own call, and I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous.
Well, and I don't think he
on 6 meters.
I think next year when we do this type of thing, I'll go right ahead and remind everybody that we'll do parks on the air. It was our first time doing parks on the air. The specific spot, which was the Apache Sitgreaves National Forest, had 0 activations, and it's a huge forest. It stretches from like New Mexico to central Arizona. You would think that somebody would have said, you know what, I'm going to go activate this place. So I don't know if it's just not that popular or something. Or
well, I mean, honestly, there's only 3 places in the state that do field day: Mount Lemmon area.
Yeah.
Coconino, which was closed, and Apache Sitgreaves.
Yeah.
So there's 20. What did the governor say in his letter? And there's 22 clubs in the state.
Something like that. Yeah.
So that means you're probably averaging 7 clubs per area. I mean.
Yeah. True.
No one thought of it. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, the morning of, I think it went well. I mean, we all got up and ate our breakfast and got our coffee and, I think we could have been a little bit more on the organized side, but it was kind of difficult because I don't want to make us a structured event for us, because I hate structure.
Well, like I said, we started to call. We threw away the Robert's Rules of Order. We kind of boycotted against structure.
Yeah,
because we want to be that free-going,
relaxed group.
No, we did adhere to our tradition. We had a new ham there, and we immediately shoved a microphone in his hand.
Yeah, true.
Here, sit.
Yep,
take a mic.
Have a microphone.
What do I do? Take the mic.
Yep, take the mic.
And, I don't think he got any contacts, did he?
I think he got one or. I think he made 1 or 2.
Well, that's his first HF contact.
Yeah,
so that's a great thing.
And then obviously he had to go because he was just visiting and everything. But hopefully he'll get the HF bug and want to do some other stuff with it a little bit later on down the road. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Well, when the section manager's there, you don't really say no to take the mic.
Yeah. I think it went well. I think we could have done a little bit more prep work, a little sitting down, going through the software. I think we need to use the software a little bit more, especially for those like you, Vinny, who
Well, I'm good with it now.
Well, yeah, but next year, how good are you going to be with it next year? So,
well, I mean, I could download it and put it into VirtualBox with Windows and play with it because I don't run Windows at home. But
yeah,
it maybe just put together a slide presentation that people can download off the website with instructions on how to operate that.
Okay,
would be a nice preparatory thing to have.
All right,
maybe a YouTube video on it.
The other thing I wanted to do this year, and I did it quickly. I went to each person and kind of did a little bit of a safety briefing. I should have done a safety briefing with everybody gathered around, but we were so busy doing other things that I think it kind of snuck up on us, or snuck up on me, I should say. But, I mean, we were safe. I mean, we had fire extinguishers, we had gas away from where our generators were. Our generators were in an area where there was no flammables, and we're in a forest. So guess what? We're going to have trip hazards everywhere. I'm not going to mark down every single stump and rock out there.
I think I left the fire extinguisher.
What?
Yeah. Well, it was all the way over to where Chad had his stuff. Nobody brought it back.
Nobody brought it back? I thought Chad did.
Maybe somebody grabbed it.
Well. Anyways,
after you left, I saw it on the ground.
Okay.
Yeah. So either case.
So the morning of went pretty well. The hard part is getting everybody woken up, and I know Chad wasn't feeling too well. And Frank had a leaky air mattress that was keeping him up quite a bit, quite a few times. So he always kind of wanted to go kind of lay down and everything. Of course, in his defense, myself and Frank work early morning shift. So both of us are up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and we usually go to bed at like 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night.
Because when Frank went to bed, I took over.
Yeah.
Well, on Sunday I did.
On Sunday. But so the next one was the start time. What went well, what could have been better. Obviously, the start time was at 11 our time, which it is nice. Of course, I don't understand. I don't know how they do it back east, because that's like kind of late their time. It's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But I guess they do a lot of prep work, gives them the ability to kind of put their antennas up and everything on that Saturday morning before they start.
We start Friday setting up the antennas. They usually start Saturday morning.
Yeah.
They get up about 6 or 7-ish. Everybody's already at camp.
Yeah.
And so it's just easier to do.
Okay.
Plus, people don't have to travel nearly as far on the East Coast to get to the field day site.
True.
I mean, for them, it's a half an hour ride in a car.
And for us, it's like a 2-hour car ride one way, and you have to haul everything, including your camping equipment and everything. So
right, whereas you don't have the water on scene. It's just it's a different atmosphere. It's not bad, but I mean, a lot of people just go to a field or something near their home.
Yeah. Okay. Quite honestly, the start time was start time. I mean, we started jumping in there. I think Frank started doing some digital as soon as it started.
I started immediately.
You were on. Started immediately on phone. I don't know if Chad was able to. I know he was doing some. I don't know exactly what he was doing. I know he was running around doing something, but I don't know what he was doing or anything. So, but I mean, overall, I think quite honestly, what we could do next time is maybe bring a ship's bell and just ding it. Or I don't know. I mean, it just keeps.
Well, didn't we have? What time did Rick come? He was right about the start time, wasn't he?
A little bit after. I think it was.
Right.
I think it was already about an hour started by the time
at that point, that you had to go and be the ambassador.
Yeah,
you are the safety officer, so you did the whole tour. And introduced them to everybody, and you do what you do well.
That's right. Yeah, the PR guy, the PIO guy, I guess.
Oh, I'm sure he appreciated it.
Yeah. I had a good time. So I thank you, Rick, for coming out. That was a big honor. Great to meet you, and it was great to have an ARRL representative out there.
Yeah, I mean, we don't tote the ARRL membership, but when we formed this club, the first thing we filed for was that ARRL membership.
Yep, and I'm a member. probably will be a member. Just you know,
Mine's lapsed. I got to renew it, but it happens.
And we do push it. You know, we recommend it to new hams and things of that nature. It's the way I look at it is you know, each person has their, you know, own choice, and you know, I'm not going to force somebody to do something that they don't want to do or anything like that. So, you know, it was fun. What was the other thing? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, we had basically 3 stations.
Yeah, we did. We had 3 continuously operating stations.
Yep.
And we had the VHF, but we never really put that into use.
Yeah, we made 2 contacts on Simplex.
Oh, with the other clubs nearby?
Either other clubs or other hams. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't.
Well,
I
think one was the Queen Creek Club down the road.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm at least hoping that they got that we made a contact with them on FM Simplex.
I think maybe we logged the other guy that was driving in front.
Maybe. Yeah. So, anyways, you know, starting time was starting time. You know, just got everybody sat down and everything. Now, during the event, well, I think everything kind of went well. There's a few things that I want to do next year. I want to, due to the fact that I do a lot of recording and stuff of that nature, I think I'm going to get some signs put up, like, you know, quiet in this area. This is, you know, video recording or something of that nature going on.
Yeah, I had no way to know when you were on the radio and when you were filming yourself.
Filming, yeah. So I think I need to do something of that nature. Put up some signs or something.
And nobody's intentionally interrupting.
No,
but we have no way to know.
Yeah, and for that, you know, it's, you know, I need to do something to, you know, give everybody the recognition that yes, you know, we're recording here. The other thing that I wish we had done a little bit more, we did quite a few, take some pictures and some videos. I need to get with Chad and get the videos of the drone put out on our website. I hope he's listening to this, or I hope he catches this a little bit later and goes, that's something I need to do.
Then we got to write everything up for the ARRL.
Yeah, the ARRL wants us to do a write up on the drone, which I thought was great. We used for those of you who were not there or didn't see the video or the pictures or anything like that, we used, instead of using our air cannons to launch our antennas into the air, we used a drone this year.
Which is technically not allowed under the fire restrictions anyhow, so the drone is more compliant.
Yeah, the air cannons I don't think fall underneath the firearm.
It said air rifles.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. So, either way, we used a drone instead, which quite honestly was, I think, a little bit easier once you guys got it figured out exactly how to do it. I think that whole entire operation,
when the wind kicked up, it made it worse.
Yeah.
Because even dropping that weight from 200 feet, even if you get 3 degrees of push on it, that's several feet off into another tree at the bottom.
Yep. So I think once you guys got that whole entire operation down, it went better for the other 3 times that we did it.
Yeah. A lot of experimenting.
Yeah, a lot of experimenting. And that was the one thing I liked about this event, was we did a lot of firsts. You know, we took 2 hours, 3 hours to try to figure out exactly how to make a satellite contact. And I know everybody's probably going, "Oh my gosh, that's an easy thing to do." No.
I've done satellite before, Phil. Yeah. 26 years ago, 25 years ago. So
yeah,
the birds aren't the same. The transponders aren't the same. And this one had kind of a weird transponder because you went up on lower, came down on upper, but the bands were inverted, so it still wasn't just a straight mixer that I'm used to.
Yeah.
And so it's a little bit of a learning curve.
Yeah, and that was a great education, I think. Quite a few of us were engaged in that education. Kind of wish Chad was out there learning a little bit more, but, you know, I keep mentioning Chad for some strange reason. I didn't see much of Chad this week. This event. What's up with that, Chad?
He was busy working the contest.
Yeah, probably. I know he was working 40-meter foam for quite a while there. Anyways, working the satellite was a first. Having non-hams there was a first.
We had our first foreign amateur.
That's right.
He did have an
Francois.
American license too, but
Yeah.
Francois was a French ham that gave us a lot of insight into ham radio in the European
Europe.
Union.
Yep,
Yeah.
and that was a great education. There was a lot of things like they don't do field day over there.
Well, no, they do World Amateur Radio Day, but that's
Yeah,
just one day.
But that's one day.
And everybody stays at home. They don't go to out as clubs.
Yeah, yeah.
And he said the reason for that is the International Amateur Radio Union doesn't have the oversight that the ARRL has.
Okay.
There's no level between the individual member states and the IARU to organize things like that.
Ah,
So it's harder to get
everybody.
different organizations to agree.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to get 28 ARRLs to agree to hold a field day.
Yeah. True. And quite honestly, it was a great education. It was kind of interesting to hear that he actually got his start with CB. Something that a lot of people don't realize. CB is quite prevalent around the world, and that's how a lot of hams have gotten into the hobby.
They get to a point where they start thinking about pushing the limit, and then usually some well-guided ham comes up at that point and says, "Come with me."
Yep. Come with me and let me teach you the proper way of doing things.
So what happened with my teacher, he found out we were doing fox hunts with cars.
Okay.
As teenagers with CB. So he got the whole class together. He'd come with me, and he opened up the door to this, what we thought was a closet. And
Okay.
it was like the Holy Grail light coming out with these 1500 watt linear amps and HFs. And oh my gosh, it was a huge radio room with computers like, doom.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we were hooked right there. I think there was 8 people, and 7 of us got our ham licenses out of that group.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty nice.
And now it's sad to say, but the antenna on top of that we put together, Cushcraft, is
Mm-hmm.
in pieces on top of that school, and that room's a server closet.
Oh, yeah. So I think the antennas worked pretty well this year.
The height helped.
The height definitely helped. Bandpass filters somewhat helped, although we weren't really stepping on each other this year. I think primarily because we didn't have Dennis there. But I think we were also kind of taking turns and communicating with each other. That was the other thing, too.
I missed his radio spotting. I was like, what
Yeah.
band do I go to? Where are the people?
Yeah.
We didn't have Dennis.
We did, yeah. Unfortunately, we didn't have Dennis there this year, and neither Joanne wasn't there either. Shame on her for not showing up. Come on now.
No, well, I mean, it is what it is. And
yeah.
we still had a very good turnout.
Yeah, we had about 12 people there total. At least that's what I put down, because that's what I counted from memory. Not that my memory is the best thing in the world, but I'm lucky enough that I put both socks on feet rather than my hands. So and I'm lucky to remember that tomorrow I got to go to work. Unfortunately.
Oh, that's right. Your vacation. I got one more day vacation.
You're lucky.
Well.
Yeah, so the training this year, I was planning on doing something different. I was planning on trying to get a wire antenna up with the ladder line. I was going to build the ladder line again this year, but we didn't really have a lot of new hams there to actually go through and talk about what a dipole antenna is and what ladder line
and the
does.
visitors we had, some of them weren't even hams, to be honest.
Yeah.
They were there more for the camping aspect.
True.
I still would rather go camping with a group, even if they're not all hams.
Yeah. Well, and having those non-hams there from the Arizona Camping Family Group or from Facebook page, I really enjoyed having those folks there. Tandy and Daniel. Wealth of information for the forest itself, and just overall, just great people. It kind of felt like going camping with family and friends rather than just complete strangers. And I mean we had the family atmosphere, we had the friend atmosphere.
We had the guest atmosphere by bringing
Yep.
total strangers in that couldn't find somewhere to go.
Yeah. And I think that was one of the things about this year, um, because of all the forest fires that we've had so far and all the forest closures. Um, I think a lot of other ham clubs had to make some alternative changes that caused a lot of hams to go, I don't know what's happening, where anybody is. And I think with our prevalence on being on uh, Facebook and really putting the information out there really, really helped. Um,
And being up in APRS.
yes, and
APRS.
being, yeah, APRS, I think that also helped as well. And then monitoring the 2 meter frequencies as well. I think that was a big hit. And we're definitely going to need to do a little bit better at that for our.
I thought we were up on 440.
We were, but we were also monitoring the
2 meter.
the 2 meter, the
Yeah.
rim link.
And a lot of vehicles still only have. I only have 2 meter
Okay.
for the vehicle. I mean,
Yeah.
at some point, I'm just going DMR. So, but
Yeah, DMR was a little. That was another thing too, though. DMR was really, really hit and miss out there due to the fact that
we didn't have a bandwidth
we didn't have a
for
good
the backbone.
Well, yeah, no internet backbone. I mean, our internet was good enough for us to upload some pictures every once
I
in a
would give
while
it
to
maybe
Facebook.
50 kilobits a second.
Yeah,
it was. We had like 90-something% packet loss,
Yeah.
but we got 10% through, and that's what matters.
Yep. Now, for next year, I'm hoping that we'll get that other spot off of Forest Road 79. And the main reason, there's actually two reasons why I'm saying this. And I haven't really actually, technically speaking, I've gone into the next portion, which is after the event. I like that spot off of Forest Road 79 because it was flat, had a lot of open spot, and quite honestly, we could have spread out a lot further.
Yeah, I definitely think you want 100 feet between each
Yeah.
group.
Yeah,
Because if you're right on top of someone else's tent, it's not comfortable.
it's not comfortable. You get a little bit of the snoring, from the other person's tent or something of that nature, and it might bother you. Or the smell of somebody cooking something. I mean, if somebody,
And people are going to be angry at this, but I really enjoyed not having a campfire.
you
It
know
was
what,
easier to breathe, and I didn't come back smelling
Yeah.
like a forest fire.
Yeah, I actually kind of agree. And Frank has his propane campfire, which he didn't bring up this year only because we were worried about the whole entire wildfire
Well, it's
issue.
almost like every time we go out there, they're under the fire restriction anyhow.
Yeah, yeah.
So we should just consider just for field day saying we're not going to do live fires because 99% of the time they're banned anyhow.
Yep. Yeah, true. Because the last couple times, it's been stage 2 fire restrictions by the time that field day rolls around, anyways.
Yeah.
So, I agree. And if I can convince, Frank to bring his what do you call it, propane tank
Yeah.
up.
Well, what Daniel said, they don't like $80 at Walmart.
Yeah, something like
Plus
that.
the tank.
Plus the tank. But he goes through one of those tanks, per day. So that's something that we're gonna have to kind of keep on a limit.
Well, it depends. If you keep the fire burning till 2 in the morning, yeah.
Yeah.
If you go to bed at 10 o'clock and
Yeah,
the
you
sun
just-
goes down to 8,
That's the other nice thing about the propane too is you go over there and you turn the little knob and it shuts itself off. You don't have to drown the thing, and take up a lot of water and stuff of that nature.
yeah.
The other cool thing, speaking of water, we learned where to go get water
For free.
for free. So
It's well watered. It's got a little bit of brown to it because it came out of the ground.
Because it came out of the ground, yeah.
but it's
That's-
not bad taste for mountain well water.
Yeah. So so what? You bring gallon jugs up for drinking, and and then you use the other
Well,
stuff
something
for.
to consider is Walmart's got a $20 filter that threads onto a hose.
Yeah.
And they have that hose attachment there at the filling station.
Okay.
So if you pick up that $20 filter, you thread it on, it'll give you crystal clear
Yeah.
water.
Yeah. There you go. And it's just like right across from Woods Canyon Lake. I'm gonna have to figure out exactly where that's at, but once I figure it out, that's gonna be a blessing because now that's, I brought up, what was it, 11 gallons of water this year just for cooking alone. Now I went through about 6 of those gallons instead of going through all 11 gallons, but had I figured out that there was the well up there that I could have gotten, stopped and got water at, I probably would have just brought one jug up and then.
Well,
you
I
know.
also learned that getting rid of your trash is only $3 a bag.
Oh.
Remember, I had to go back up to pick up that mess.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I didn't want to bring that one bag of trash back,
so
and they told me it's $3 a bag to get rid of the trash at the well filling station.
Oh, that's not bad.
So I mean, if you don't want to haul your garbage back down the hill,
yeah, with you,
pay $3
just to do that.
$6 and get rid of your trash.
So I mean, going up to Forest Road, the other thing that I like about the Forest Road 79 was cell service there. I had, I think it was 4 bars on my cell phone when I went up there to site it out and take some pictures and everything, and that was just without the actual cell phone repeater, antenna up on a mast. That was just me holding my cell phone right there, which was a big plus right there. We could have done Facebook Live at that point in time. We could have done a whole bunch of different things.
Well, I think I understand we're an online club.
Yeah.
But in the world that we operate, online isn't a given.
Yeah, yeah.
And by operating in areas occasionally like this year where cell service is virtually non-existent, we are in effect preparing ourselves for not having these.
Yeah.
It's nice to have the fiber optic cables around the continent and across the oceans, but you don't always have that.
Yeah, true. Now, we did burn through, I think Frank said right around about 3 gigs, I think, without doing Facebook Live and stuff of that nature.
So we owe him, the club's going to reimburse Frank. Thank you for
thank you.
Kicking the money up front. We're going to reimburse you for that money you spent.
And next time, I mean, we'll throw my cell up there, or my Wi-Fi adapter up there as well. I typically have right around about like 6 gigs available. Because mine keeps rolling over. Whatever I don't use typically rolls over. I think it's as much as like 3 gigs or something like that. So I mean, typically I have about 6 to 7 gigs available to utilize.
Yeah, it's too bad AT&T won't work because I think I get 8 gigs.
Yeah, but that was something interesting too. Yes, it would be nice to have the internet. We could have done some Facebook Live and really hit up the social media quite a bit, but I don't know how many people would have liked that, or would have even enjoyed seeing another club operating.
The joy of field day is going out and doing it, not watching it.
Yeah, true. But still, for those who were not able to make it, might have been sitting at work and could have pulled us up on Facebook or something, and at least felt like that they were there. But some other things that we could do a little bit better is policing our campground afterwards.
Yeah, well, like I said, I missed the bag of trash.
Yeah.
Which I went back. I had to get some sleep. I got some sleep and went back first thing in the morning before they opened. Got the bag of trash, which had already been ripped apart by a critter.
Yeah.
I also found Daniel's scarecrow at the front.
Yeah.
As we just noticed, we left the fire extinguisher. That was way off in the woods. I can see how that got missed.
Yeah.
A walking stick and your lantern.
Yeah.
So, we need, a little better policing.
Yeah.
I looked around. That's how I found you. I'm so frustrated. I missed a bag of trash, but I walked around and found your thing because I policed your area, my area. It happens.
Yep. Oh yeah. It happens, and I'm not blaming anybody or sitting there saying that they did it intentionally.
I'm just
or anything
glad that
of
I took
nature.
an inventory of all the stuff I put in the car. So when I got home,
Yeah.
I realized I was missing something.
Yeah. What was the other thing? I don't think there was really too much that we could have done better.
No problems with dogs or anything this year.
No.
They were all well behaved.
All the dogs were well behaved. Yeah, and like you did mention, we had that one guest who was driving along and like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, driving down some of these forest roads in the pitch black. Couldn't find a camping spot.
He saw our flags and
he saw all of our flags and everything and thought, well, this looks like it's a pretty decent camp, so I'll see if I can stay over there.
Actually, I think what he said is it looked like one of the more professionally assembled camps.
Okay.
And I took that as a high compliment.
Oh yeah. So he pulled in and asked if he could stay, and I think Vinny and I were on we're doing Parks on the Air.
I think Chad talked to him about it. And cleared him.
Yeah. Well, I know Daniel came over and asked me, and I looked over and I said I gave him the nod and says, yeah, go for it.
Well, we're missing one big thing. We want guests.
Yes.
We don't have a welcome sign. And the culture up in the woods up there is you don't go into someone else's site unless you're pre-invited.
Yeah, true.
So I think next year we should have a big welcome sign at the front.
Okay. That's
Guest
the other
welcome.
thing too.
Guest welcome.
Those signs that Frank had made. Apparently, the ranger goes through and clears those message boards off at some point in time.
Yeah, because I think they weren't there when I came back on Friday. I went out, and Saturday night I went to town after we shut down for the night.
Yeah.
And when I came back, I saw one, but the one at the main entrance, I flew by it because the sign wasn't there.
Yeah.
I think it had already been cleared.
So I need to call up to the ranger station and talk to them and see what the rules are on those message boards, because quite honestly, that's the way for people to let other campers know that, hey, this is the way to our campground. And on a weekend like that, I think that's very important that they leave those signs up.
Well,
I mean,
I think
on a Monday or something like that.
It might be as simple as you put a date when you'll be gone
Yeah.
on the sign. Clearly on the front of it, leaving on this date, so that it's not really visible from the street, but the ranger will see it when he gets up to the sign.
So I need to call the ranger station and talk to him a little bit about that, and discuss with them a little bit. To me, I think the professional courtesy from the Forest Service could have been just, let's leave it there until Monday, and if the signs are still up on Monday, we'll come in and clear them out. I don't know.
And you're assuming the ranger took it.
And that's true. I'm assuming that the ranger took it and not somebody
Someone else could have
else.
taken our sign down to put theirs up, because there's little clippies you put them on.
Yep.
And there's only so many little clippies. And
they could have said, well, we want ours up instead of theirs.
Forget them, I need my sign up.
Yeah.
That's what I think really happened.
Well, Frank says that both of them were not there when he drove back through, so we were kind of a little disappointed on that. Good thing is, we had plenty of flags up that indicate that we were amateur radio operators. Plus, we also have that the little vertical sign that Frank had made up. Thank you again, Frank. I appreciate it. That had the Mesa Amateur Radio Club logo
with the
on it.
Arizona State flag in the background.
Yep.
And the radio diamond, which was really nice.
Which was really nice. That helped a lot. The one thing that Chad did say was he was grateful that I actually looked on the map and drew up that map. I think that map was a big selling point. I know it was confusing because I had 26 different.
Well, and then depending what you viewed the map in,
the
site moved around a little bit.
Yeah.
For me, it was at the intersection. It was actually a mile down the road.
Yeah.
So,
you were using the wrong program. You should have been using Google Maps. Should have just went to the link.
I did go to the link.
Anyways.
But I don't know what happened.
I don't know. Anyways, I double checked and made sure that the campground was actually technically marked and everything. The other nice thing about that area was, Forest Lakes wasn't too far away, so if you needed to go get ice or water or anything of that nature, it was down the road. Woods Canyon Lake, if you wanted to go fishing, nobody did this year, but quite honestly, if all of a sudden you felt like, oh, I want to go fishing or something like that, you could have actually technically jumped in your vehicle and drove to Woods Canyon Lake.
Yeah, I think my car took a little bit of a beating. That was a lot of dirt road driving.
Oh, man. Yeah.
12 miles of dirt road just to hit the blacktop.
Don't worry, Vinny. Next year we're going to go even further back there on some really rugged. Overall, though, I think the event went well. I think everybody's kind of agreed that the Grapevine Group Campground for Winterfield Day is where we're going to be at. I got to reserve that campsite.
And what's the dates on that?
Haven't looked just yet.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and schedule next year, and I'll just put in the Winterfield Day while I'm at it. Because, I mean, what are the 3 events we're doing this year? Winterfield Day, Field Day. Well, I mean, there'll be another 1 or 2, right?
Winterfield, yeah, there's going to be two, because two others this year.
I mean, something usually in October, right?
January 26th and 27th of 2019 is when Winterfield Day is going to be.
Okay.
And I know everybody sits there and laughs. You know, winter in Arizona? Winter in Arizona? Come on. Yeah, it's freezing cold down here. You know, we get blizzards. I think this year, I think we, you know, had I think it was like 12 feet of snow in that one night. You know.
Yeah. Well, Arizona's all about, for you people watching from out of state, Arizona's all about elevation.
Yep.
So where we were this year was about 8,000 feet above sea level. In the winter, we come much lower elevations and we get much warmer temperatures. So we can get the same conditions we had in June, we can get them in February.
Yep.
Depending where we go.
Yeah.
And still stay in pine trees if you know where to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's kind of nice. And yeah, I do feel bad for our ham radio buddies and other clubs out digging igloos.
Yes.
When we're walking around in sandals and shorts and lemonade.
Yep.
But in 85-degree weather.
Yeah.
I'll say that I do feel a little bit bad about it for about 2 seconds.
Yep. Yep. Actually, Winterfield Day this past year, it got down pretty darn cold. I think the low overnight was like 34, 36 degrees or something like that.
Nights will get cold.
Yeah, it was cold. And then we, of course, we're right on a lake. We camp right up at Lake Roosevelt, so we get the you know, the daytime the land warms up more than the water does. And then at nighttime, what ends up happening is the water ends up being warmer than the land, because the land starts, you know, emitting its heat pretty darn quick, and so then all of a sudden you get
the lake usually runs a few degrees above the overnight low.
Yeah,
so.
And then all of a sudden we get the winds kicking up off of the lake, which then causes it to be a little bit even cooler than normal. That was one event that we actually had a campfire on.
You start the day out with long pants and a sweatshirt or jacket.
Yep.
You end it with long pants, but you have shorts on during the day and t-shirt.
Yes, exactly. You know, we had a campfire that evening, and it was close to where we had the radios, so, you know, if somebody wanted to go over there and, you know, key up the mic. Yeah. You know, and the nice thing was the campground up there allows us to run generator 24/7. We do have running water and stuff. You know, fairly decent campsites as well. And this year, the campground host was an awesome guy. I think he was a part-time sheriff's officer with the Gila County Sheriff's Department, I think. I can't remember exactly. But he was a really nice guy, really great guy. You know,
and we're talking Winterfield Day campground host.
Yeah.
Not that the campground hosts for this field day weren't great also.
Yeah.
But you had to go to the filling station to see them.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, Winterfield Day is going to be up there. We haven't made our decision what we're going to do in September, October timeframe just yet. We got to sit down. I got to sit down and look at the contest log and see what's going on. If there's a QSO party for one of those states that we're missing, I think we're going to probably go right ahead and attempt to do one with it. I don't know if it's just going to be just a daytime operation where we might just take up a radio, an antenna, and a generator and head up to like Timber Camp or something like that and launch a antenna up into the air and just get on for the day or something like that. Because I would really like to, quite honestly, I would really like to try to get those 6 states knocked out if possible by the end of next year. Not this year, next year, 2019. It'd be nice to have that Worked All States award from the ARRL. So what we might end up having to do is find one of those like Ole Miss nets or something like that that have people from all the different states and everything. We might end up trying to see if we can get on one of them and see if there's a couple people from a couple of those states that'd be willing to, you know, upload to the logbook of the world and confirm us and everything.
I mean, are we allowed to prearrange stuff or not?
Yeah, you're allowed to prearrange stuff. There's nothing. All that really needs to happen is we need to load our logbook, and they need to load their logbook into Logbook of the World, and automatically the software matches us up and says, "Yep, congratulations, you got it." Um, so we're missing just basically 6 stations. I'm hoping that the 2 that we got this time around will confirm. Um,
They may be worth sending a QSL card because if they respond,
oh yeah, yeah,
that's confirmation.
yep, yep.
In fact, I would definitely send them QSL cards.
um, and yes, I am working on QSO cards. I've got a small stack already filled out and everything. Um, it's tedious, I'll say that, but I enjoy it. It's something that I can do sitting around, watching TV or something at night, or
That's
filling
gonna
out
be
the.
some expense. 200 contacts.
Mm-hmm.
50. How much is the mailing?
It's like almost like 49 cents
And
each.
And then where do we put the stamp in the corner here?
No, I stuff them in envelopes.
So you're paying the full. I think it's like 60 cents. I don't know what it is.
49 cents per.
So say 50 cents. Let's round it up.
Yep.
So
50 times.
It's $100.
Yeah, yeah. But the thing is, I know some of you probably don't know that. Let's see here, which one is it? It's the full camera. Chad did make he made these cards specifically for field day, and it is the rim.
But it's reusable each year too.
No, unfortunately he put the date. Of course, what he can do is go in there and change the date on it.
Yeah.
I've asked Chad to go and make us a regular QSO card for just regular operations.
I think as a club, we stick with the vertical. It's unique.
I agree. I think maybe what we ought to do is just take all the writing of this stuff off, and just use this as, as our QSO card. I think it's a great card. Chad did a lot of work in it, and I mean, obviously we still have our winter field day cards. Collector's item, just an FYI, these are collector's items, so those of you who have actually got one, guess what? Because these are not going to be used anymore.
It's good for a free sandwich out of your fridge.
That's right, out of your fridge, not mine. Not mine.
Yeah,
I'm not
out of your fridge.
That's right. Although, quite honestly, we could probably, if he does this again, we could change the date on it. The dates and everything would change, and we just reuse the image. I'll have to talk to Chad about.
Yeah, I love the bridge.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's a great.
I think the QSL card should definitely reflect the state and honor the state, and
yep.
both of these really do just that.
Yep.
I mean,
there you go. Yeah, one shows, a pair of hiking boots. I don't know, somebody's feet. Yeah, well, yes, Christina. Yeah. I didn't want to throw that out there, sorry. But it's a person's boots sitting over there on the edge of the rim, looking out over the rim. That's very significant to the state. And then the other one is Lake Roosevelt, the bridge. I like it. Chad's very, very creative on that, and I definitely appreciate all his hard work.
He's a good photographer too. I'm amazed.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
did he photograph the bridge?
No. I think that one was
we got
common. Yeah, common property or whatever off of the web or something. I don't know.
But I like this photo.
Yeah. The one thing that I do like, the one thing that I think Chad and I, as well as Frank, have been talking about quite seriously, the QSO cards. It's a lost art. It's a dying thing,
Well, I don't know if we have our old cards, but I made an effort to scan a lot of them in.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we got them all scanned, but
yeah,
they're up on Facebook now. They were getting cached on the hard drive on the server, but
now they're
switched to the new website. We haven't had them up there.
Yeah, and they are on our Facebook page. You can go look underneath our photos section and see them up there. And I'm quite happy with that. I mean, we're getting quite a big collection of it, and that's something that the hobby used to do. people in the hobby, that's how they used to get their Worked All States award and stuff of that nature. They used to collect these cards, get these cards every year and then take them down to a ham fest or something and have a ARRL card checker sit there and go through and check and verify all that, and then you know write out the information and then send you an award. Quite happy with that. So I think by us doing this, it's kind of bringing it back and kind of making it like, oh, we ought to do this.
I don't think it's ever disappeared. It's just the EQSL cards have put a major dent in it.
Yeah.
Because I can send out 100 EQSL cards for 3 cents on internet and electricity.
Yep.
And,
or Logbook of the World. You upload to that, and boom, we've got some like almost 1,000 contacts now.
But I'm not going to hang Logbook of the World on my wall.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
If you look at our site right here, I mean, we have 934 QSO records, of which 227 have been confirmed. So, right there's a huge disparity.
Well, that's to be expected, though.
Oh yeah. Not everybody's using Logbook of the World. Some are using QRZ, and some are using
I use
EQ.
QRZ. Personally at home.
Yeah. Some are
QRZ
using.
will pull Logbook of the World. I don't think it contributes to it, though.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think I think you can push over, but you can't bring in. And then you got EQSL. And so I'm quite happy with it. It'd be nice if a lot more clubs and a lot more people would use Logbook of the World, but it has its quirks because it's kind of difficult to get it all set up and everything. So
right. Well, we could always put down on the back of the QSL card how to confirm electronically too.
Yeah.
I mean, an email would suffice.
Yeah.
And we could always just print on the QSL card. If you want, you can email your confirmation.
Yep.
And that way we'll have record of it. And maybe have a special email like qsl@mesahams. Or wm7rc.org.
Yep, we could do that. So overall, I thought that we did a really good job. I thought that everybody that participated was super excited about it. I think the weeks leading up to it, I think everybody was just biting at the bit, just going, okay, come on, let's hurry up, let's do this, let's get going, let's get going. The hard part is for me because I usually start the planning process in December. Trying to figure out where we're going to go and things of that nature. And
I request the time off in August, the month after I go, for the next following year.
Yeah, for the following year.
It's not like you don't know the dates.
Yeah, exactly. That's the one thing that always kind of surprises me. People sit there and they don't put the time in for it right now. Today would be the day that you go and you tell your boss, hey, I want these days off, you've got a year.
I have to do it because the county healthcare district holds its camp out the same weekend as field day every year.
Oh, okay.
So you get 50 or 60 employees asking for the day off. I'm already in.
Yeah, you're already in. So it's one of those things where you kind of have to start looking at well in advance, and that's the reason why, when all of a sudden you see us putting up on going to the ARRL field day locator and putting our position in, or putting up information on our website, or even starting to talk about it way in January, there's a reason behind, because we want you to be thinking about that and going, hey, listen, let's do this. Let's let me put my ask for PTO or whatever, ask for vacation that week or something like that. It also gets you into the mindset of let's plan this, let's do something about this. I really love field day, even though it's a little on the warm side and dry side for us. Thankfully,
desert.
What's that?
We live in the desert.
Well, yeah, true. Thankfully, we didn't have any thunderstorms this year.
Yeah, that was nice. But at the same time, they cut the heat down, though.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
And they wet the ground.
They wet the ground, so we don't have dust and dirt. Although it turns it into somewhat of a mud mess. But quite honestly, as long as you're not walking around, you're not going to be tracking that mud for a while, and it'll eventually dry out anyways. But it takes all the dust out of the air and just drops it back down to the ground, which is nice.
And then wets the ground so it stays down.
Yep. And then, like you said, it drops the temperature down quite tremendously too.
When you have that much wind, like people driving down the street kick up
so much dust.
I mean, and they're going, they're going 40 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So I mean,
yep.
Well, 40 or let's say 70 kph for our friends overseas listening to this. But yeah, they're flying and they're kicking up a cloud of dust that looks like you have what do you call that storm with the dust out here?
Haboob.
Haboob coming at you.
Yep.
And it's just a car.
yeah, and that's the thing is not everybody understands, you know. I guess not everybody understands that they should kind of slow down as they're going around corners and stuff of that nature. But, you know, then again, we live in a state where, you know, we get to enjoy doing a lot of different things.
Well, when you have 12 miles of dirt road, you want to get it over.
True. Yeah, it's like, okay, I just want to hurry up and hit pavement again. So, you know, it is what it is. I have fun. We'll be announcing, let's see here, our next meeting is July. Let me pull up a calendar here.
I've got a silly question.
Okay, I've got a silly answer.
Has anybody on QRZ put it in their log that was showing our log? Because I've got a bunch of, in the WM7RC, we have a bunch of unconfirmed contacts from various states.
Okay.
That want confirmation of the QSUP. You might pick up your 6 states just looking through QRZ logs.
I know typically what I end up doing is I send Chad over the ADI, and I know he logs us in both EQSL and QRZ as well.
Right, but I'm saying, I'm telling you, we have unchecked, unconfirmed requests.
Really?
There. Yeah,
okay.
6 or 7 of them.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'll have to...
I'm not an administrator on the QRZ page, so...
Gotcha. Okay, I'll have to talk to Chad and see if he can go in there and take a look at it then. I'll shoot him over an email tonight.
Well, I might pick up a couple that you need.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, I think my goal is to have all 50 states by 10 years of operation.
That would be nice.
I mean,
especially mixed, you know. I'm not necessarily saying that we need to have it on 20-meter phone or something of that nature, but
mixed will be fun. I mean, mixed is just good for the award too, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, we've got basically 3 Logbook of the World QSLs on 80 meters, 23 and 40, 34 on 20 meters. We got 7 on 17 meters, 11 on 15. We got 1 on CW.
That would have to be.
Probably a long time ago, maybe.
Was you haven't uploaded these logs yet, right?
I've already uploaded our logs. So.
No, we got a couple. We got 1 on. You got 40 CW.
Yeah, well, 1 on 40 CW, and this is just regular CW, so they're probably the same thing.
If those are from this weekend, maybe.
Yeah, it could possibly be. Texas KD5C. Yep, it was from this weekend. That's awesome. We've already got 1 confirmed. That's pretty nice.
The other one too, probably. I'm sure both.
Yeah.
We've never done CW before.
Yeah.
That's how I'm pretty sure. If you look at the other 40 CW.
Right yeah, there. I thought Chad did 1. It's the same guy.
Oh, I bid him on both bands.
Oh, this is just regular CW.
Oh, okay. So it's just the one guy.
Yeah. Because the way they've got these awards down is you got mixed, which is basically digital CW and phone. So it doesn't matter who's confirmed you. You know, it takes it out of everybody. On 80 meters for the 80 meter worked all states, it's only for 80 meters. This is 80 meters mixed.
Oh, so you got different awards.
Yeah, you got different awards.
I wasn't aware that they broke it down that.
Yeah.
So we're just left our mixed.
Yep, we got our mixed. We're at 41 on phone, which is actually fairly decent. We can get another 9 more phone. You know, I'll have to look and see which states we're missing. But probably what I'll need to do is I'll need to sit down and go through and.
See, this isn't like you're contesting hard. This is just over time you earn this badge to hang on your ARRL membership.
Exactly.
Diploma.
Yep. Exactly. It'd be nice to get the mixed award. It'd be nice to get the phone award. There's even one for just PSK31, but there's one for digital, which I think is FT8 and a whole bunch of others.
Yeah.
So it's 20-meter phone. We've got 32 on 32 states confirmed on 20-meter phone. I mean, we can go after some of these. It'd be kind of nice to be able to do. Um, I'm happy that we've got some on 17 meters and 15 meters. Sounds like what we need to do is a little bit of 12 meters and maybe 10 meters as well. That's probably my brother letting me know that my mom has arrived. She'll be good. Yep. So I'm quite happy with it. I think we've come a long ways. We're almost 2 more years and it's our 10-year anniversary.
Right. Well, the question is our anniversary in October or April? We got 2 dates there, and I haven't decided which one to go with. I kind of like the April date personally.
Yeah, I like the October date myself, but
Which one did we form as an activities group, or which one did
we'll
we
meet
write
in the
our
middle
own
and say
constitute?
July.
We could do it. Yeah.
We could do. Well, I don't know.
Well, we'll have the party at Field Day.
Yeah, true.
I mean, it is right in the middle.
So our next meeting is July 24th. That's going to be a virtual meeting. And then August is going to be, I believe, is it August? Yeah, August is going to be our 1, 2, 3, 4. August 28th.
We confirmed that. I don't remember what was in the contract.
I believe, yeah, we need to confirm that. Just send an email over to her, just making sure. But I think this one's a physical meetup. And in that case, I am going to be bringing a cake because I renewed my license. My license got renewed. Congratulations to me for being another ham radio operator for another 10 more years. Super happy about that. So we're going to bring cake. It's going to be my hamversary. Yeah, that's what we're going to call it.
Well, I think as the club matures, we got a lot of years of experience in total. Man,
Yep.
If you want to combine amongst us.
Yep.
Because you've got 10 years now. I've got 26. That's 36. We got Chad. He's got 5 or so.
Yep.
That's 30 years of experience. Frank, I mean, probably 40, 50, 60 years of experience, depending who's in the field. And all that experience adds up to make a better field day experience.
Yeah, exactly. And I like the fact that we all work together and all pitch in. Chad does a lot for the club. Frank does a ton for the club. Obviously I do a ton. Vinny does quite a few things, especially when he's able to make it out there. He'll bring a lot of good wealth of information to the us and everything.
I'm on an odd shift right now.
Yeah, you've got an odd shift. You got an odd work
and a master's degree.
Yeah.
I'm working on.
So. I'm not faulting you or anything of that nature. And then there's Dennis, who's our basically our he's kind
He's
of
our
like
spotter.
Yeah, he basically his whole entire play is to try new things. He's not afraid to go try something new, and I like that about Dennis. Gets you to think. And then obviously he's our spotter out there. He'll tell you, oh yeah, I hear a whole bunch of people over on this such and such band, or something of that nature. So.
And if you needed a mask or something constructed, he's your go-to guy.
Yep.
He is definitely very handy with welding and building and things of that nature.
Yep. And we got Joanne that's still kind of fresh into the hobby. She's been doing pretty good.
Did she get her license?
Yeah.
She did get her license.
I do believe so. And I know we've got her on the air a couple times. The next time she comes out, we're going to have to, I think she needs to get at least 20 contacts, I think, is the new challenge for her.
Yeah, I know we got our absent club members. We got Brittany, who's back in Rhode Island. So.
Well, that's too bad for her.
Yeah.
She misses out. Oh, well.
Well, she's been around since the beginning.
Yeah, she's been around since the beginning. But we've got other members who show up, be there for a little while, and then turn around and disappear for a little while, and that's life. Life gets in the way, and we don't want people to sit there and think that they're not a valued member of our club or anything just because they haven't been around. But we understand that life gets in the way, and personal.
Well, we used to have the amateur radar operators creed up on the old website. We don't have.
Yeah, I'll post
And
that. I'll repost that up there
because
unless
that
you want
clearly
to.
states that your family, your church, and everything
Yep.
else comes first.
Yep.
And that this is a hobby.
And so with that, I think we can kind of. Let's see. I do not have a meeting topic. Oh, wait a second. Do I have a meeting topic? Let's see if I do have a meeting topic. Well, one second here. Let me respond back to my brother. July virtual meeting is going to be Echolink. We're going to talk about Echolink, and we're going to talk about IRLP. I was going to throw DRM in here, or DMR, but DMR in itself is so confusing.
Well, Echolink and IRP is a dead technology with DMR.
Yeah, but it's still out there because a lot of analog repeaters still have it up there. So, and Echolink is still going on. I've kind of quit Echolink because it just got to the point where I was kind of getting a little bored with it. I don't know if that's really the right word. Anyways, Echolink is a interesting technology, and I know a lot of new hams get into Echolink because I don't have a $400, $500, $600, $800,000 to go and get myself an HF rig, and I can't put up an antenna because of the HOA and so on and so forth. But Echolink helps you, at least get you on the air, and I'm gonna put up air quotes around air.
Well, it is. It comes out in the air at some point.
Well, hopefully. I mean, unless you're doing station to station calling.
The big thing about Echolink is you got to make sure you have reciprocal operating privileges in the country you're using.
Yep.
So if you're a general and that country's not a member of SEPT, or you have your general and that's a SEPT country, you technically, most cases, can't use that. You have to have your extra to do a lot of those.
Yep.
So that's just a warning or caution to people.
Oh, yeah.
That if you jump on Echolink, you need to actually be licensed in the country the transmitter is.
Yep.
Not the country you're
sitting in. Yep.
Yeah.
Now, for August, I know it's a little ways out there, but Frank, Chad, Vinny, and myself need to be thinking about stealth antennas, quick setup antennas, or antennas that you can scrounge around for, readily. Because September is Emergency Preparedness Month.
Okay.
Which is like 3 days after our August meeting.
Right.
So in prep for...
Well, stealth antennas, I mean, the Parity Act did not go through. We have mixed feelings if it was a good thing or not. ARRL is officially supporting it. But in any case, it didn't go through. So stealth antennas in an HOA would definitely help us be emergency prepared, and we need to... Because I don't know if I would honestly disclose to my HOA if I had a stealth antenna in my attic. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell them about it.
I wouldn't either.
Because and then every time someone's TV goes on the blink, you're going to get a letter in the mail.
Yep.
And it's not worth it because you're not responsible.
Exactly. But we need to have, I think out of the four of us, if we come up with an antenna design, and we need to talk about this probably off air, off channel, talk about this and see what we want to do with it. But what I want to do is have something like 4 different designs or something of that nature that could be easily deployable in an emergency situation, or a stealthy antenna, or something that you can maybe look around an office building and figure out how to build an antenna from. Well,
I watched a one where the guy actually did go through the efforts of... He had a wooden house.
Yeah.
And he said, I've always heard you could radiate your rain gutter.
Oh, yeah.
So he went between all the junctions of the rain gutter and added some star washers and ground wire to make sure there's a good electrical connection between them.
Mm-hmm.
And he tuned up his rain gutter.
Yeah.
He needed like a 9-to-1 Balin, but it worked great.
It worked great.
And so there's a lot of things you can do.
Yep. So what we need to do is we all 4 need to kind of come up with our own little plan on which person's going to do what type of an antenna, and we'll do a demonstration of it. It's actually going to be an actual physical meeting. So people will need to be there in order to see these antennas. We'll put up the designs online as well.
And I want to set a price limit that the antennas are probably $40 or less.
Okay.
Because a stealthy self-installed antenna, yeah, there's some people that like, I watched a lady in Florida couldn't have an antenna on a video, and she bought one of those single beam dipoles with the traps in it.
Mm-hmm.
Put it up, but it didn't fit, so they removed some of the elements and ran wires down the wall, and then had to tune and everything. But
okay.
But and that works.
Yeah.
But it's and she was working all over the world on it. But I'm a very big proponent that if an antenna is going to be stealthy or indoors, you could easily build it.
Yes. I do not have any events planned for September or any meetings planned just yet. I'll be posting those here soon. We're gonna need to start getting some topics. So if there's a topic out there you want to discuss, send it over. We'll get it up and we'll talk about it. I know one of these physical meetings. What I want to do is I want to do a DMR night. And I'll get Chad and myself to kind of tag team on teaching it.
If we get to August, September would be good for this because we need some time. I want to play with the satellites some more and then hold a class on what we've learned about the satellites of this era.
And that's the other thing that we're going to try to do once the temps get a lot cooler, because I don't want to do this in the middle of summer. I drag people out to a park on a warm July afternoon or something like that.
We should get some experience before we drag anybody out.
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, you and I definitely, probably should go out to a park sometime.
I don't know if I'm one of the few hams in the club that I think's actually done satellite.
Yeah.
And that was 20 something years ago, so it's all changed now.
Yeah, it's all changed. So we need to sit down. You and I need to go through that. But the other stuff that we're going to be doing is, and we were talking about this a lot more up there at the at Field Day. For those who missed it, what we would like to do is start doing. What we want to do is one of these weekends in like October, November, December, January, February, March time frame. What we want to do is one weekend a month, go out to a park and do some sort of club little event, like getting on the air satellite, doing a satellite demonstration, or building those bandpass filters.
Yeah, you're gonna be upset, but I think I know why we didn't get on that last bird we tried.
Why?
Because we weren't adding 8 degrees between magnetic north and true north.
I'm not mad about that. I kind of that happens.
Yeah, but I'm guessing that's why we didn't get on.
Yeah. The other thing that I want to do is I want to do balins. I would like to have a class on balins. Going through the theory of it and building them and wrapping the toroids and all that other stuff, because that's something that all of us should be able to do.
It's something I've been experimenting with lately at home.
Yep. And quite honestly, it's something that goes really hand in hand with emergency preparedness, as well as stealth antennas, because a lot of the stealth antennas you need to have they're going to be compromised antennas, so you need to have
sometimes you don't want really a balun unless it's a 1-to-1. I mean, we also need to go over how to wind coaxial chokes.
Yep, that's the other one that we probably should.
Which basically will decouple the RF and it'll do the same thing as a balun.
Yeah, so that's something that we probably should talk about and do like a Saturday afternoon event or something like that. But I don't want to do it in the summertime, because I know for a fact that if I set it up for, say, this coming Saturday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, meet me over at the Red Mountain Park, every single one of you are going to say, Orion's an idiot. He's a moron.
The thing is, we usually take July and August easy.
Yeah.
We don't go nuts. Yeah. And then come September, October, we start getting back into it. Because Field Day does task everybody.
Yep.
And
then on top of that, it's just too hot.
Yeah.
It's the opposite of our winter field day. Our winter field days are awesome.
Our summer field days are good, but we have to drive 3 hours,
Yep.
2 to 3
Yep,
hours
exactly.
to escape the heat.
Yep.
And then I want to thank Chad for helping me out when I couldn't breathe up there.
Yeah.
I literally got too much dust in the air. It was too dry, and I just literally had some respiratory problems.
So here's another.
No major medical emergencies this year.
Nope, none, which was good.
I was all prepared, and nothing happened. Thank
Yep.
gosh.
Yep, I'm happy about that too. So yeah, we did good. There was I know one little contact that I wish I could have made, but I didn't want to sit there and waste 4 hours of sitting there trying to bust through a pile up. It was the Virgin Islands were actually calling, and I heard them quite clear, and I kept trying, but
The pile up. I mean, they were getting a pile up from the States and from Europe.
Oh yeah.
They were piled up from both sides of the pond. You weren't going to get through.
Nope.
I mean, he must have been loving it.
Oh yeah, he probably was. It's a little disappointed that I didn't hear any Alaska or Wyoming stations on this year, but yeah, maybe our antennas weren't pointed in the right direction or something. But I mean, we were getting Western Washington and Eastern Washington and
well, in all fairness,
Oregon.
I'm noticing a pattern here. We only scored a couple out of the upper 13, and Alaska's not there, so we didn't get anything up north.
Yeah, we got
I don't know
Alberta,
if that's an
British
antenna,
Columbia,
right? But I'm just wondering if that's an antenna problem
or yeah, who knows? I don't know. Anyways, we had fun. We tried. We did 15 meters this year and made some contact.
That was a first too.
Yeah, I had fun doing 15
and
meters.
And we rapidly learned we need a 15-meter band pass.
Yeah.
Actually, when we start winding our band passes, I think grouping them would be more useful. Like 10 and 12 in one band pass, and 15 and 17 in another, and then 20 in one, and then 40 and 8, and then 41, and then 80 and 160 in one.
Okay.
So that, because we didn't have band passes we have band passes for all the bands. We just have band passes for the bands in between the bands.
Yes.
So
well, and
why can't we incorporate two lesser common bands into one band pass?
Yeah. The one thing that though on in our defense about 15 meters, I wasn't expecting. Well, what is 15 meters? 15 meters
21
is 21.
megahertz.
Okay, yeah. I had a 17 meter band pass filter, but I didn't have a 15 meter band pass filter.
Right, but I'm saying you don't have to get rid of it. All you have to do is change one of the coils, and it'll do both.
Okay. Well, we could do something like that.
Yeah. It's an easy fix, and you resurrect the band pass.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, there's no reason you can't put 18 and 15 on one band pass filter.
Yeah. I think that was pretty much about it. I think that was. I think overall field day was successful. We had a lot of firsts, so, and we didn't repeat mistakes from previous years. I think the only thing that really kind of got us down technically, I think we could have made probably about another 50 to 100 more contacts if a couple of us had stayed up late. And that's the hard
one. The band
one.
Actually, I'm surprised. The bands were dead before field day. They were great on field day, and then they were dead after field day.
They were. You and I were working 10 meters and 15 meters and 17 meters
go check
the
the
day
spotting
before.
reports for today. There was nothing. I tried.
Yeah. Well, that's because nobody was on.
Well,
everybody's.
No, but the auto spotters weren't finding me.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, literally, it was Europe lit up like a Christmas tree.
We did the Parks on the Air on Friday, and you and I were on 10 meters. We made a 6 meter contact. We were on 10 meters. We were on 15 or 17 meters.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun on Parks on the Air.
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed that.
Yep.
Just as much as I did field day, because anytime I can find a ham who's excited about what I have to tell him.
Yeah.
It could be a field day contact.
Yep.
The Parks in the Air was more leisurely. They'd ask me about the park, want to talk, how's it up there?
Yep.
I don't have that park, my name is so-and-so.
Yep.
Field day is,
just rattle, rattle,
three
rattle,
alpha,
rattle,
please,
rattle,
please
rattle,
copy,
rattle,
3
rattle,
alpha, please
rattle,
copy.
rattle,
Yeah,
rattle,
back to you.
rattle,
That's the end of it. Yeah, it's
and,
like, oh my gosh.
60 contacts in an hour because, you're doing them one at a time, one every minute.
Somebody posted on the 100 Watts in a Wire Facebook page. If somebody says, please copy me one more time, I'm going to punch my radio.
Yeah.
Because that's all field day is.
That's all field day is. It's just that rattle off, And you know what? We definitely need to talk about pro words procedure words. So maybe I'll toss that in for our next meeting with Echolink and IRLP. I'll throw in procedure words as well.
Oh, I guess K and BK and.
Well, I'm thinking more like Roger and copy and so on and so forth. There's specific words that are procedure words.
Right. Maybe go over some of the common Q codes.
Yeah. I could throw that in there as well. So, yeah, it's something to think about. So,
but that's a class in itself, is procedures and Q codes.
Yeah.
And that's a good online indoor class.
As in physical or virtual?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking, it's a good class for the summertime.
Yeah.
All we need is a whiteboard.
Yeah. Yep.
And a piece of paper to handle all the stuff
Exactly.
we discuss.
Exactly.
That's a summertime topic.
So I think with that, I think we're good. I think we're going to wrap it up.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me over for the meeting.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for
coming. Get to see this totally awesome setup we have here.
Oh, yeah. I like it. It's enjoyable.
I put some effort into it.
Yeah. I still got a little ways to go because I want to do a couple things. Want to put up a green screen so we can do a full border.
Well, I mean, a green screen, couldn't we just buy green sheets?
Pretty much.
I don't think it would be that hard. So we just need green in the background.
Yep. I've got it figured out. I just need to bust it out and do it. So.
And you just pull it tight so there's no wrinkles in it, right?
Yep, exactly. So, alrighty. Well, you guys all have a good evening. From KE7VLC and N1LQJ.
And
you know.
great.